Hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supreme Cheetah God, and yes, today I'm covering a movie because I don't think I have a webtoon to read today, so a movie must be. And I watched The Old Guard, bro. Whoo! If you have not watched that shit on Netflix, you gotta go check that shit out right now. It is one of the few things that has made me feel excited and reinvigorated. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to like films, like a lot of films just feel very samey, like the same shit over and over. That's why we read mangas and webtoons because they offer something unique that a lot of I want to say Western media at times don't offer. You know what I'm saying? Comic books to a degree, some comic books phenomenal. The Wicked and Divine, amazing. What's it? Orphanage, phenomenal. There's a bunch of those as well. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, but when we talk about film, in general, there's not that much super duper creativity. It comes every now and then. It's rare. Not every year we get a spectacular movie. You know what I'm saying? Um, when I say spectacular, I don't mean just a good movie. Like, like I think Infinity War was spectacular for what it did with Thanos, right? I think no villain was ever really the protagonist like that, minus Dark Knight. Um, and it was even in a different way. And I think this movie right here does something very creative as well. And I just like creative shit, bro. Charlize Theron, man. Golly, she was phenomenal from start to finish. 10 out of 10 performance. She was spectacular. When I was watching at the start, I was like, oh, this just kind of seems like what's that Liam's Hemsworth movie? Like a whole lot of action and shit. And like, yeah, the Liam's Hemsworth movie was really good, but at the same time, I don't know, it wasn't like wow. But I watched this, bro, and I was like, okay, cool. They got shot up, guns blazing. I was like, oh, dang. Like, I was shocked. I was like, is this the end of the movie? It's like, the way some movies does, like, it shows you the ending of the movie and then it rewinds you to show you how they got there type shit. Like, I thought that's what was going to happen. And then when Charlize Theron's character, Andy, got up, started getting up, like, look, like, opened her eyes and blinked and shit, because she looked dead. And then she just blinked. I was like, how? This movie really gonna do me like this? They got shot like 500 times. I was like, what kind of bullshit is this? I was gonna turn this shit off, man. I was like, Hollywood, man, what's going on? What kind of decision is this? Like, come on, man. She got bruised. How she gonna take care of them like this? And then her partner, I think it was Booker, also looked. I was like, what? They both alive? I'm like, caramba. Then they all started getting up, and I was like, wait. Don't getting up. I'm like, how they gonna shoot in that condition? How could they move their hands in that? And I wasn't even paying attention that all the wounds healed. I wasn't even paying attention like those. I was just like, what is going on? And then they just killed everybody. And then they're like, we were set up. I was like, what the? Okay, I was intrigued then. I was like, they just got up like it's nothing, started beating niggas' asses and shooting everybody. So I was like, oh, what's going, like, I wasn't expecting those. This movie didn't look like one of those. It didn't look like it had superpowers. It didn't like, what's going on? Now I saw that he had great reviews and all that shit, and I was like, man, sometimes they be doing this shit. Like, there's a few movies that have great reviews that I really, really fucked with, and one of them was this romance movie. The Asian chick, the gay Asian chick, and the straight Christian white guy. You know what I'm saying? That movie, phenomenal. I'm gonna talk about that movie at some point. But I was watching this movie, man, and I was just enjoying the shit out of the journey, bro. You know what I'm saying? The characters they brought in and just how everything came together and how, like, we don't really know everything, but we know quite a lot. I like Andy's backstory. I like her persona and the way she was even revered as a god at some point. One of the scenes that was very impactful is how, the witchcraft thing, and they were literally trying to kill the two of them over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? And it's just wild, bro. It's crazy. And even how she gave up on finding her friend, which it looks like in the post credits scene, she found her. I hope there's a part two. I ain't gonna lie. I'm intrigued. I want to know more about the past, like especially Andy's, because she seems to be the first, right? She seems to be the first one to awaken these abilities. Like, she can't even remember what time period or age she came from, because she's lived for so long and has experienced so much and has just, you know what I mean? So it's weird, like, so she's only been sticking around with those with the same abilities so that, she doesn't experience that loss over and over and over again, because for her, like 40, 50, 60 years is not a lot. 80 years is not a lot. So she's living with regular people and they dying every 30 years. That's torture. Like, that's beyond torture for her. So it's better for her to be around people that might survive 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 years. Nah, they're over 100 each, I'd say. You know what I'm saying? But again, she still hasn't figured it out because she's a pretty simple person. She kind of just does what she thinks she has to do, but then she quit at some point for a year because they lost somebody who died and their power just stopped, and they're like, you know what, fuck it, man, I'm done with this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because she feels like she hasn't really impacted the world positively despite trying to do good, and that's where the half antagonist kicks in, and he's really really brilliant. The black dude, I don't remember his character name. My apologies. I can't even remember his real name, but he's in the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? He comes in and he plays a very integral role because he's not really a villain. Like, you get where he's coming from and why he's willing to work with Big Pharma to do this. Like, yes, it's kind of for selfish reasons because his wife is the motivator, but I think what he ultimately wants is just for everybody to be able to live at least the full lives. I don't think he even cares about everybody having immortality. It's just curing people of like diseases and shit like those. You know what I'm saying? So that they can live out the full natural lifespan. And if they die after that, that's fair, right? He finds it unfair that somebody gotta suffer and not be able to breathe and get cancer and all of these type of things. And so, and the thing is, he looks up to Andy and he admires Andy, but he doesn't understand why Andy doesn't, give herself up to be tested. Now, he also didn't understand that Big Pharma would be willing. I think he did, but it was like one of those things when you're emotionally scarred, you don't really want to admit that this is, that this is why you give yourself an excuse, essentially, right? That like, oh, I'm doing it because, right? And I think when he started realizing, I might have just, I think I made the wrong decision here because these guys are going to be tortured for years and years and years, because he thought it's just like, okay, go to them, because he thought people would be reasonable, like, okay, we take some sample of bloods, or even like every now and then if you guys can periodically come through, give us some sample of bloods, we use that, tissues, all that shit, we use that and we try to help people. You know what I'm saying? But it's out of like, yes, we capture you first or whatever, but we get that, you're free to go do your thing. But nah, your man was like, what? Nah, we gotta, man, it might take us 10 years to discover this bitch, bro. Come on, bro. This is some fucking hardcore science shit, bro. Come on, no way. So the Big Pharma dude is like, nah, bro, like, we gotta keep them locked up. They can't go out. Imagine they go out in the world. Nah, that means my competitors can take this. So obviously your man only cares about the money. So that's I really I love the movie, man. The black girl, you know what I'm saying? Black girl was cool. I thought sometimes her acting was a little bit weak, just a little bit. Like sometimes it felt like she was acting, you know what I'm saying? And I like it wasn't a lot. She was pretty good throughout the most of the movie, you know what I'm saying? But there was a few moments where it just felt like she was acting, you know what I'm saying? But the military scenes, like her introduction to the story was very impactful. How she got her throat slit and how obviously she just boom popped back up and was like, and everybody was just looking at her like, what the fuck? Like, you died. Like, we saw you die type shit. Like, we packed your shit. Like, the doctors, everybody thought you dead. And obviously the first thing the military wants to do is send that motherfucker away, right? To get tested in different places and to see what the fuck, how does she, you know what I'm saying? Because they want to turn her into a goddamn guinea pig, of course, into a rat lab, a lab rat, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even think he processed fully in her head when Andy came through to the rescue. Now, I'm not 100% sure how Andy just broke through the military ranks like those, but, I mean, she's lived for like 2,000 years, so she probably had some fake ID type shit. I don't even know. I wish he kind of showed us, because that kind of felt a little bit ass pulley that somehow she was in a military base, tore like 4 or 5 people, bop, 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 which I'm okay with it, just because, like, again, she's super powered and shit. Took them all out and escaped with her just like those. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of like, okay, see her drive away, like, maybe she came through with like, I'm a general type shit. I don't know how the military be working, so I don't really, I don't want to nitpick like those. But overall, man, the story was impactful. The ending was really, really good. I like how they forgave Booker. Like, they got, like, Andy specifically, she got what he was trying to do, but I think Andy was pissed off that that he allowed everybody else to go. Do you know what I mean? To go through it because her himself and Booker and sorry and Andy have gone through a lot. So it was like if you're gonna do it, you should have just done it for the both of us. Why get everybody else involved? Do you know what I mean? Like why get the other two guys involved doing love and shit? Like why would you try? Why would you ruin that? You know what I'm saying? I know you're trying to find a way for me to be able to die and you to be able to die, but that's still not a fair way of going about it type shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. So they'll understand it, but they're like, yo, 100 years, bro. You exiled for 100 years. I'm like, damn. Damn, like he hoped for less, but he expected more, so he was happy with that decision type shit. And then only 6 months later, guess who comes back? The girl that was left drowning in the ocean. She deserves her whole ass movie, man. Golly. She deserves her own movie. That shit is spectacular. Like, what happened to her? Like, how, you know what I'm saying? When did she get out? How did she get out? Like, because she died hundreds and thousands and thousands and thousands of times. Like, that's crazy. Imagine just dying, waking up, dying, and her stomach was probably bloated till it exploded. Healed, exploded, healed, exploded, like over and over and over and over and over. Like, that's mind-boggling. That's absolutely mind-boggling. That is crazy. I just thought the concepts, like, so much to think about, and in the way they portrayed immortality, like, it's phenomenal. And just also, how do you lose it? Why do you lose it? It's your time, but like, what's controlling that? Where does it come from? Is there no explanation? Like, how did life get here? It's like, oh, I love those type of movies, man, that just get your brain thinking, boy. Golly, man. Look, I wanna hold you guys for too long, man. You don't really know. My reviews don't really make sense. I just talk about shit and you know what I'm saying, and you guys comment and shit. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Welcome to the Supreme Uchiha Clan. It's been your boy Supreme Uchiha God. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We're on the road to 600 subs. I'm out. Watch the movies on next face.